Hey guys, it's Jade, and we are live at South by Southwest. You can hear people rocking out in the background. We are having such a beautiful time. There is not a cloud in the sky. It is absolutely beautiful. Slightly different than Minnesota right now. Sorry, guys, but we're enjoying it. And right now, I've got an awesome guest. It is Jason from Split Single, and you know, as soon as I saw, okay, local connection, you know, we're Minnesotans, so of course, if Bob Mould is in any way connected to something, we get very excited.
Me too.
Yeah. And so Jason's been playing with Bob Mould, but you have this project. Can you tell us a little bit about Split Single?
Split Single is a solo project. I write the songs, I sing the songs, and as much as I play bass with Bob, I play guitar in Split Single. So it's a solo project with a band name, I guess is how I would describe it.
Yeah, and you pulled some buddies for like for the album, the recording.
Yeah.
And those are kind of a little bit of local as well, because John, the drummer, is Bob Mould, plays with him as well from time to time.
Not geographically local, but local as far as being in. He's also in Superchunk with me. And but yeah, for the first Split Single record, it's John Worster on drums and Britt Daniel from Spoon on bass. And then the new record called Metal Frames, it's John Worster again on drums, and then John Steerett from Wilco on bass. And then a lot of guests like Nora O'Connor, who plays with the Decemberists and New Pornographers, and Andrew Bird. She's a talented singer. Tim Remus, another Chicago musician, is all over the record. And yeah, so it's a great way for me to write songs and then collaborate with musicians that I'm friends with and admire.
That's beautiful. Well, we're really excited about the album and what we've been doing here, live from South by Southwest, or the current taken over at Blackheart. We're challenging people to, so on our ride down, 16 hours from Minnesota down to Austin, we got a little loopy in the van, and we came up with some questions. So pick 3 and then hand them to me.
I'm so nervous right now.
As you should be. We'll be gentle. All right, 1, 2.
That's a tiny one.
I know, but it's a big question. All right, thank you. So let's try these out here. All right, we'll start with the big guy. Oh, okay. You're from the Chicago punk scene, so I'm expecting this one to be a loud one. What was the first show you went to that when you left, your ears were just like bleeding and ringing?
Well, the first rock concert I ever went to, my dad took me to see Cheap Trick when I was 9 years old.
Oh, come on. That is awesome.
They were amazing. They were very loud. They actually encored with Highway to Hell by AC/DC, which had just come out. It was changed my life.
That's amazing. So you went with your dad. Was your dad like a big rocker too?
My dad's a rock fan, and he actually took me to things like when the movie Rock and Roll High School came out. I was 8 years old. He took me to that, and he's not really a punk rock guy, so I have to give him a lot of credit for exploring other types of music and allowing me to learn about those types of things. And the Cheap Trick show, it's funny now because obviously it changed my whole life and influenced everything I do. I mean, if you listen to Split Single, you just Cheap Trick all over it. I mean, I joke that they steal stuff from me, but obviously we know where that goes. But and then as the years have gone on, Dave Grohl did his Sonic Highways HBO special, and he was kind enough to include me in the Chicago one, and I talk about Cheap Tricks.
Yeah.
And so what an honor for me, and now the Cheap Trick guys know who I am just because Dave was so cool in that way.
That's so cool.
It's a dream come true for me to know those guys now and go to shows, and they're just so sweet, and they're still the best rock band ever.
Did you feel when you first met them, was there like too nervous to talk, or was there none of that?
Not too nervous to talk, but I'm just giddy around them. It's like, Rick Nielsen, you're the guy. You're the reason. You're the guy. Still,
Yeah. They say
he's really funny too. So there's a constant sort of joking rhythm that's a lot of fun. That sort of is disarming. It makes me feel more comfortable. But they're the sweetest guys. And Rick's son Dax is their drummer, and he's a close friend, and I love those guys. But yeah, Cheap Trick was my first show, super loud. And then I would like the next louder ones would be like My Bloody Valentine or
that's like the classic loud band where you like your rib cage is shaking because it's so loud.
Yeah, we've played with them before, and you really have to prepare yourself. But I love it. I mean, it's super loud, but it's beautiful in a beautiful way.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
And,
music that you can feel, not just in your heart, but
Yeah.
you can feel it. Yeah.
AC/DC was really loud too. I saw the Hula Bunch; they were super loud. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I play with Bob Mould.
Yeah,
so
it's also true.
loud for me is like
You're like it's all loud. All right, let's go on to question 2. Oh, what was your road trip soundtrack to South by Southwest?
I flew. Does that suck?
That does. I mean, it sucks for us because we did the long road trip. But for you, that's nice. Were you listening to music or reading?
there's a band that Split Single has been doing shows with in the Midwest from Milwaukee called Midnight Reruns.
Okay.
They have a record produced by Tommy Stinson, and I just think they're incredible. And I honestly, on the way down, I listened to 2 of their records.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're great.
Well, we'll have to check them out. And the last question, the small one. Oh, what's the weirdest dream you've had lately?
Ooh, weirdest dream. Do you ever have dreams where you wake up with this feeling, but you don't remember the specifics?
Yes, what was that feeling?
It was sadness, but sort of like a calm sadness. Yay, South by Southwest. Jason's sad.
It's okay. We'll get loud later. That'll just rev it back up. Well, we are live at South by Southwest. This is Jason from Split Single. And, we have this final question that we're kind of asking everybody. You know, we're from Minnesota. Prince is like the guy from Minnesota for the current.
Yeah.
And, we're coming upon a year from his death.
Yep.
And we're asking people if they have any stories or...
I have 2 Prince stories.
Yes.
In 1997, I was in a band called Verbo that Bob actually produced our first record. Bob Mould produced it. And we played at 7th Street Entry. And we played the show, and we loaded out. And a friend of mine from high school was at the show. And he came into the van to catch up with me because it was so loud in the club. So we're just sitting in the van outside 7th Street, catching up. And this security guard comes out of the 7th Street Entry with, he's got this, the microphone and the earpiece, and puts down this little carpet on the curb. And my friend and I are like, what is going on? And a limo pulls up right in front of our van, and out comes this woman with a security guard, very beautiful woman, gets into the limo, and we're just like, this is so weird.
Yeah.
Tower of Power was playing in the main room. And then after that, another security comes out with this little man, little man. And I said to Richie, I said, that's Prince. Prince just walked right in front of us into this limo. We were just stunned. We just sort of sat there, pulled away, left the carpet. I should have grabbed the carpet.
Yeah.
Little mini. Like, why was that there either?
Well, you need that. Prince has a...
Prince, yeah. It was probably purple. I should have grabbed it. But then the next story was last year when he passed away. The Bob Mould Band was on tour.
Yeah.
We were driving to Minneapolis when it happened. And I think we were the first band.
Were you playing at Turf Club?
No, we played 2 First Avenue shows.
Oh, yeah.
I think we were the first band to play at First Avenue after he passed away.
Yeah.
And it became this thing where, like, well, we have to play a song, but, as much as we all love Prince and respect Prince, very different style of music, but we decided When You Were Mine was the song that we could do our best at, would sound a little bit like what we do. And but none of us knew all the lyrics, so we had our tour manager, Che, sing the song. It's pretty amazing. It was, Bob did a great job of coming out on the encore and just saying, we're all feeling this thing.
Yeah.
And we don't really know what to do about it, but we're just going to play this song and please sing along. It ended up being a really beautiful moment.
Yeah.
And I later found out that and I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, no.
There's a famous photographer from Minneapolis that just released a table, like a coffee table book, and there's a picture of us doing that song at the very end.
Really?
I forget the photographer's name.
Oh, it's Dan Corgan.
Might be Dan Corgan.
Yeah.
That's so cool that we saw that. We're like, wow, last picture in his book is that moment. It's really an honor.
You're a part of the legacy now.
Well, speaking of an honor, I don't think there's any radio station in America that plays Bob Mould as much as you guys do. And
we make it a point.
as a member of the band, thank you very, very much.
Well, Jason,
we really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much. Metal Frames is the new album from Split Single, and we are live at South by Southwest.